Alright guys, the last time I posted for 6.1, I only got a handful of views, so we're going to try this again. If I don't get the response I'm looking for, then I'll stop doing these and I'll just have you guys come to class asking questions. I'll probably just show the answers. But you already have the answers to the odds in the back of your book, and that selected answers questions I asked you to put into your homework section. Alright, so 6.2, you should be on pages 445 through 446, and it was odds that you had for homework. So for number 5, these are the ones I'm going to be going over. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15, 17. So starting with number 5, it gives us 55 divided by 11 plus 7 times, and in parentheses, 2 plus 14. And so just like always, I'm going to go ahead and write out my Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, my PEMDAS. I like to always start with that because that's a good reminder of what I need to do first. So starting here at parentheses, I see that I have 2 plus 14 inside my parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 plus 14, and that's 16, and I'm going to put it back inside the parentheses. I'm just going to make this really colorful. I'm going to go ahead and bring down everything I didn't get to use. So my my 55 divided by 11 plus 7 times 16. I'm going to bring that all down. Now I don't need to put the parentheses around the 16 anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Now my next one is exponents, and I see already that I do not have any exponents, so I'm just going to go ahead and cross through that. Then we come on to multiplication and division, and remember that they go together and that we need to work from left to right, just like we're reading a sentence. So in this case, I have 55 divided by 11, and I also have 7 times 16. So a division and a multiplication problem. So I'm going to go ahead and start from left to right. I'm going to start with my 55 divided by 11, and then drop everything else down. Oops, kind of made that look like a variable. I'll make a dot. Okay, now I know that this is my next thing, so I'm going to do 16 times 7, which of course I don't know my multiples of 16, so I'm going to do them off to the side here. That's 42, carry my 4, that's 11. So this here will be 112, and I'm going to need to bring down my 5 plus. So now I've got addition and subtraction. Just one thing left to do. Add 5 plus 112, and my answer is 117. Hopefully that helped if you had any issues with doing that one. Number 7, we have 8 times, in parentheses, 2 to the 4th power minus 3 plus 8. So again, I'm going to talk about my Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS, and I know that parentheses goes first. Now remember that when we do parentheses, if there's other operations going on in there, I'm going to restart my PEMDAS inside the parentheses. So I don't have any parentheses inside my parentheses, and believe me, that can happen. But I do have exponents, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of my exponent, 2 to the 4th power. So I'm going to drop everything else down. 2 to the 4th power is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Not 2 times 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So I know that this is 4 and this is 4. When I multiply them both together, I get 16. And then don't forget to bring down your minus 3. So now I'm still inside my parentheses. I don't have any multiplication or division, but I do have addition or subtraction. Right here I have my subtraction. So I'm going to bring down my 8 times and my plus 8, and I'm going to do what's inside the parentheses, which is subtract. Alright, so I got this done. Now, do I have any exponents? No, I do not. Do I have any multiplication or division? Yes, I do. Right here, I have 8 times 13. So, off the side here, I'm going to do 8 times 13, which is 104. And then don't forget to bring down what's left over, my plus 8. And I can do my addition and subtraction now. 104 plus 8 is 112. What a quinky-dink. So 112. Number 9 said Tyree and 4 friends go to the theaters. Each person buys a movie ticket for $7, a snack for $5, and a drink for $2. Write an expression for the total cost of the trip to the movies and then find the total cost. So we're writing the expression and we're finding out what the total cost is. So I need us to figure out how many people it is. Tyree and 4 friends. That means 5 people. And those 5 people are buying a movie ticket for $7 plus a snack for $5 plus a drink for $2. So inside my parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and put together how much each person spends. So altogether, each person is spending $14. And don't forget that I'm multiplying that times 5 people, Tyree and 4 of his friends. So when I do my 14 times 5, I find out that it cost this group $70 to go to the movies. So this is the expression I came up with. Now there is one other expression that if you came up with it, it would still be okay. That's if you wanted to say, okay, 5 people bought a $7 ticket, 5 people bought $5 snacks, and 5 people bought $2 drinks. And you did this each individually, and you should come up with your same answer. Oops, sorry, I don't know why I put 12 there. Look, I make mistakes too. All right, 35 plus 25 plus 10. Oops, Miss Eccles is not doing well today. There we go. $70. So same answer. Okay. So either one of these expressions would be fine, and the final answer will definitely be the same, which is $70 is the total cost of the trip to the movies. Number 11, the wholesaler sells rolls of fruit snacks in 2 sizes of bags. The table shows the number of rolls that come in each bag. Write an expression that could be used to determine the number of rolls in 3 large bags and 2 small bags, and then find the number of rolls. So I'm reading the first thing I want to do is come over here and look at this table and understand it. So my large bag has 10 rolls. And my small bag has 5 rolls. All right, so it tells us that we're going to have 3 large bags, and each of those have 10 rolls, plus we're going to have 2 small bags, which each have 5 rolls. So then whenever I'm solving this is my expression, this is my first answer, and when I'm solving this, again, I have to use my please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and I'm going to do my multiplication first. So 3 times 10 is 30, so I get 30 rolls in my large bags, and then 2 times 5 is 10, so I'm going to get 10 rolls in my small bags. And so all together, I'm going to get 40 rolls of whatever these fruit snacks are. Number 13 says use the expression 34 minus 12 divided by 2 plus 7. Place parentheses in the expression so that the value of the expression is 18. I love questions like this because it's really kind of like a riddle almost, where you have to figure out, you have to like experiment a little bit and figure it out. So we're going to figure out how to place the parentheses to make it a value of 18, and then B, we're going to place the parentheses in the expression to find a value that's other than 18. Okay? So I don't know what the answer is, so I'm going to show you how I would go through my process. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite the equation or expression. And I would kind of experiment. I would say, okay, well, if I'm doing, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, automatically without any parentheses, I would be doing 12 divided by 2 first. Then I would be dropping down these. I would do 34 minus 6 and then add 7 to that. I already know it's not going to be 18, so I'm going to go ahead and backtrack and erase all my extra stuff. So now I'm going to say, okay, what if I did this first and then did my please excuse my dear Aunt Sally after it? So let's see, if we did this first, then we would have 34 minus 12 is 22. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Plus 7 is 18. And that's what we needed. So if we want this to be the first thing we are going to do in this equation, I have to put the parentheses around it because it's not what we automatically would do. So I know now that my parentheses will go around 34 minus 12, so that we make sure that we do 34 minus 12 first, then divide by 2, and then plus 7. Now it's asking us where we could put the parentheses to come up with a different answer and figure out what that new value is. So I'm going to go ahead and start over here. And I'm going to say, okay, I've got 34 minus 12 divided by 2 plus 7. Let's say the parentheses were right here. And I was doing 34 minus 6 plus 7. 34 minus 6 is what I would do first at this point, and that's going to be 28. 28 plus 7 is 35. And so therefore I have an answer that is other than 18. Now you could also do 2 plus 7 in parentheses, but then we're going to end up with a crazy looking problem and I don't even want to deal with it. So this is good. And for number 15, we continue on with our riddle here. Place parentheses in each equation. If needed, make each equation true. So the first one is 7 plus 3 times 2 plus 4, and we're going to make this equal to 25. So we're trying to figure out what part should we do first to make this equal to 25. So if I do this first, and I make it 10 times 2 plus 4, that's going to be 20 plus 4, which is 24. Not going to work. So we're not going to do the parentheses around 7 plus 3. Alright, how about if we do the parentheses around 3 times 2? That would be 7 plus 6 plus 4. 7 plus 6 is 13, plus 4 is 17. Not going to work. So it's not going to be 3 times 2 in parentheses. So hopefully this is going to be it. We're going to do 4 plus 2 in parentheses, which is 6. Bring down everything else. Now remember that when we're doing this, we still, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally it, so I'm going to have to do my multiplication first. And 7 plus 18 is 25. And that's a match. So it looks like we need to put 2 plus 4 in parentheses. Alright, let's get rid of this and go on to the next one. Alright, for the next one, we've got 8 squared divided by 4 times 8 equals 2. So there's not a lot of possibilities here, so that's interesting to see. If we decide to put 8 squared divided by 4 in parentheses, we would have to do the 8 squared first, which is 8 times 8, which is 64, and then divide that by 4. 64 divided by 4 is going to be 16. Then I'm going to do 16 times 8, and that is not 2. So this is not going to work. Alright, so I know that it's not going to be 8 squared divided by 4 in parentheses, so I'm going to try this over here. So now we've got 8 squared divided by 4 times 8 in parentheses. So that's going to be 32. Now when I've got 8 squared divided by 32, I have to do 8 squared first, because please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, the E comes before the D. So 64 again, because I know that 8 squared is 8 times 8. And then 64 divided by 32 is 2. So there we go. So I found out that the ones in parentheses should be 4 times 8. If I'm going too fast for you, always know that you can rewind it and rewatch. Alright, so the next one, we have 16 plus 8 minus 5 times 2, and I want it to equal 14 in the end. We can start here when we can say, okay, I want 16 plus 8 to be inside the parentheses. So that would be 24, and then I would bring down everything else. Now remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, that multiplication would come next. And so I would do because if these were parentheses, those would go first. And now multiplication is next. And I do 24 minus 10, which is 14. Ding, 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 ding. So I got lucky that time, and I know that 16 plus 8 is what needs to be in parentheses. All right, and those are all the examples that I'm going to go over. If you have any further questions, make sure that you ask in class. Have a great day. See you in school.